Welcome, welcome here. Welcome if you're watching it. Ah, what days? What days are we're going through in the Middle East in general, the whole world, but in the Middle East, it's like a lot of drama. A lot of drama is happening there now, and actually just a week, yeah, 2 weeks ago, we came back from there. Um, and and also with the alarms and running to shelters or walking to shelters, it didn't really feel dangerous. Not these days, it does. And and I'd like to really to dedicate this session to everyone, all the all the people who are suffering from this conflict, and yeah, to the rise of the souls of all the, yeah, all the beautiful tzaddikim, Hasidim, righteous, and all the people who have lost their lives and went from this world into the higher realms. Also, to invite the נשמות הצדיקים הקדושים שיבואו ללמוד איתנו, that they come and learn with us and study with us, and may the spirit rest with us here tonight or today if you're in Israel. the After a month in Israel and spending a lot of time with my rabbi, with Rabbi Yaakov Warshevsky, wow, it's just overflowing with love, and it's like the Holy Spirit is going through him so abundantly. It's wonderful just to be next to him, really. And he reminded us just a few days ago, really, about the Genesis. The creation starts, בראשית ברא אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, and then the second sentence is והארץ הייתה תוהו ובוהו. And almost where there is tohu vavohu, where there is chaos, we know that creation also is happening now, but not just any creation, the basic creation, really the most fundamental, the most wonderful creation of heavens and earth. And in a way, it came out of chaos. And this is what's this is it's kind of pretty chaotic in the Middle East in general. And yeah, to me, I come back to remind myself that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, and that there is someone who knows what's happening, and it wants our best. It works with an interest that it would be good for us. And even if it doesn't seem good or feel good, and it's quite chaotic, yeah, after chaos or even within chaos, there is creation, there is beautiful creation. And that's yeah. So I find myself really in the last week, I'm finding myself on one hand, like watching the news, following the news, and on the other hand, I am saying it is on the other hand, like really full of hope. It's on the other hand because when I watch the news, it's not always hopeful. So I also specifically kind of consciously decide what kind of news I would like to expose myself, because our brain is like a sponge, and what we put in it, it holds. What we expose to it, it absorbs. And what I want to expose to it, that is already there. I have a decision. I have a decision. I have a decision. How would I like to interpret the situation? So we are in, it's pretty relevant to where we are in the parasha, Parashat Be'alotecha. So we're in Sefer Bamidbar, the fourth book out of the 5 books in the Torah, and we left the redemption. We left Egypt, and we still haven't realized how to get to Israel. And I'd like today to talk a little bit about this thing that where are the Israelites in the desert? Where are we right now in our lives in this situation? And also, what are the things that kind of, where did we fall? Where did we fall? We'll focus on the sin of the spies. So Moses sent 12 spies to Israel, to Latur, to travel to journey in Israel, and to come back with what they found. And the word sin, when I hear the word sin, to me it's the opposite of mitzvah. And mitzvah is a commandment. Mitzvah comes from the word tzevet. We've talked about it, I think, in a few sessions ago. Tzevet, like a team, or tzavta. Mitzvah and tzavta, it's the same root letters. And really, the mitzvot, the commandments, come to bring us closer, to make us team with the higher realms, with the angelic forces, with God, ideally, eventually with God, that resides everywhere, but also in the higher realms, and also deep within us, beyond the ego, beyond the flesh, also in the flesh, but in a more concentrated way, like in the fine details. And for that, we really need to be in tzavta, like we really need to be in a team, to pay attention to, not only to pay attention, to be aware of the nuance, kind of like relationships. It's a wonderful relationship, long relationships that are intimate. Like I can go home after a day of work, and a quick look at Mia, my beloved wife, and get an idea where she's at least get an idea, not for sure, not know for sure, but get an idea what's happening, just by the nuance, because we've spent long time, many years together, and communicating about those things, inquiring about those things. So similar, when we do commandments, we spend time with those things, or with ourselves. And sin, the opposite of it, is exactly the opposite of it. The opposite of commandment, sin, which is exactly the opposite of coming together. It's actually going apart. And the whole story of the sin of the spies is that 12 were sent, and out of 12, 10 came back with bad news. Such bad news that the land will eat us, that there are giants over there, and that they will crush us, that we are not strong enough, that we are not capable of doing this thing that God had asked us. And all of this doubt and fear that kept us away from the promised land, the Holy Land, kept us away from coming into realization of oneness, of repair, of taking two separate things and repairing them to be close to one. So I really love this scene, this scene of going apart, in specifically with the 12 spies, 10 spies, because they also, their names hints of where it is that we went apart, what is the lacking, and when we know what is the lacking, we can also know what is needed, what is the repair, what is the tikkun. So we'll touch on some of them. And yeah, one of the reasons why it's talked to me so much is because this is the work that we are doing in mindfulness and in breathwork. And my intentions, the intentions for this session is to really take it in and reflect, contemplate about our own journeys. Where does it meet me? And yeah, and then do a breathwork session on it. Now, when we, it's not enough to learn. It's not enough to learn. Like the Torah by itself, it's not enough. There is another element in the practice that we do, which is tefillah. Torah is the Bible, and tefillah is the prayer. Tefillah comes from the word like a vessel. In a way, we put this thing within us. And tefillah is something very, very, very internal. It's so internal, tefillah. If it's purely being read, it's still tefillah, but it's not touching its potential. I'm not drinking from the well. I'm reading from the book. And that's fine. That's wonderful also, and it has the meaning. It has a great effect. Just reading those holy words written by holy sages, really. But when we really, really mean it, when we really kind of ask from our heart or express something from our heart, this is when we connect the worlds. So the first half of the class, of this session, is more about learning the Torah, and the second half, it's more about, all right, let's implement it through the breath. Let's embody it, embody the teachings. Yes, feel free to pause, ask any question, take notes, where it meets you. And yeah, and let's dive into the names of the spies who hints about the essence of the miss, of the separating, and also hints for the coming together, to the repair, to the tikkun. So it's really wonderful because you know the Israelites, they were wandering in the desert, and when you wander, when you go into a journey, there is always an element of an internal journey. I remember when I was 17, I went traveling with my best two mates at the time. And we went for 3 weeks. And within each one of us, we were also journeying inside. We went backpacking, and we met so many challenges, internal and quickly external with each other. We came back after 10 days. Feeling great shame, great shame. We felt like we have failed, and in a way we have. We could not meet ourselves in a way and hold it, and we fought so much. And yeah, and it took us some time to recover, and we've never traveled again together. We haven't traveled in this form of the three of us. So the traveling, the journeying, what it does, it's shaking us from side to side. And when we are shaken, it's shaking, it's challenging, and it brings up our it brings up the things that are related to our foundation, to our basic things, and also its flaws. And if we cannot hold it, things collapse. So yeah, the Israelite had already started journeying, and then there was the spy scene, and then after that they've traveled 40 more years. So yeah, we're not ready, let's continue journeying. So the first one is Reuven ben Zechor. Reuven ben Zechor, it's Ben Zechor is the son of remembering. Ben Zechor. And Reuven was the firstborn, although he didn't get the rights of the firstborn of Yaakov, but he was the firstborn, and it signified power. Like, to be the elder, it's the power. Usually the elder gets twice as much of the inheritance. And Ben Zechor, it's like the son of a memory, and it's like the place that we are acting automatically because we know. If it's something that I've been in, and I kind of, no, I know what it is, I have nothing to learn here, or if it's someone that reminds me of someone, and I already kind of project on him everything I know about the other person that reminds me of him. Also, when we know that I am stuck in old patterns, I can know what is the repair for it. And the repair for it is to let go of old patterns in the mind. It's not so much about the heart. It's about letting go of the mind and connecting more to the feelings. When we do breath work and mindfulness, that happens. That happens because we are able more to look at the thoughts rather than be the thoughts. And in breath work, what we do, and what maybe, is that there is an element of unknown. I'm going into a journey. I'm not sure what I will meet. I'm not sure what I will encounter. So that's Reuven ben Zechor. The second one is Shimon ben Chori. Now, ben Chori hints to two words. One is charon. Charon is anger. And the second is cherut. Cherut is freedom. It's so interesting that charon and cherut, like, they're very similar. And also they're very similar, and they're the complete opposites. It's kind of like heaven and earth. And anger, it doesn't have to be rage. It could be just this little voice that keep eating my brain and kind of irritates, 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 irritates. Just small doses, but very consistent. And yeah, and then slowly the irritation comes, and then the agitation or the resentment, and then often yeah, it kind of bursts out. And there is an element of slavery in it. There's an element of like, wow, I don't have a choice here. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to express anger at my loved ones, but I cannot control it. It's out of my hands. I don't have an ability to choose. I'm enslaved. And the opposite of it is freedom. That is the repair. The repair, in a way, is to consciously create a quiet space to process it without reacting to it. And thanks God on this amazing tool that He gave us of the breath. Creating space with the breath. Literally, when we inhale, we create space. Or when we exhale, we're like, ah, we let it go. So we'll practice that maybe today. Like we'll practice breath. Maybe it would be about anger and freedom. Anger and freedom. We'll see. The third one is Yigal ben Yosef. Yigal ben Yosef represents Yosef. Yosef hints to two sfirot. One is Yesod, and one is Dat. And in a way, it represents the desire to understand and to connect reality to how I feel, or how I perceive to the reality. So if before we talked about creating space and creating designated space to feel and to clear, there is a step between, which is understanding what is reality and what is the medame, the koach medame. It's like the imagination power. There is a layer around our head that is full of imagination. And imagination can be beautiful things, such as I'm closing my eyes and imagining myself sailing on a quiet river, on the Jordan River, just in an inflatable thing. That's wonderful. I can hear the birds and the people are talking in those little camps, and I feel good. But imagination also could be I'm walking in the dark and I'm scared of bad animals or bad people. So imagination is wonderful, and also when it takes over, it can be horrible. And Yigal ben Yosef talks about the repair of it is to understand out of deep listening what is just an old pattern, or what is a thought that is based on how I feel right now, such as if I wake up feeling sick, most likely good chance that I will have negative depressive thoughts. So not taking it so seriously, because I'm understanding that, all right, I'm sick, so let's just let those thoughts come and go, rather than start to analyze and try to fix it. My wife, so smart, she reminds me that so much. The next one is Palsi ben Refuah. This is beautiful. This is beautiful because this is it's relating so much to breathwork and to the work that we do, the work that we do in the hospital, also in the psychiatric ward, in a trauma recovery unit, that when a lot of people come to us, they say, I have a problem, I'm depressed or I'm anxious, and then they sit and breathe or lay and breathe, and really, really, like, sometimes they really cry, like they really go into deep, deep, deep grief, painful grief, painful grief. And they come out of the session and they say, wow, I'm so sad, but you know what? I'm not anxious anymore. I'm so sad, but you know what? I feel good with it. I feel it's healing me. And that's palsi ben refuah. Now the word refuah is healing. Or yeah, refuah is healing. The word refuah is amazing because it holds it contains the letter of rafeh, which is weak, or kind of, you know, I can be strong or I can be rafeh. It's like kind of really, really not holding myself. I can be, you know, strong or I can be rafeh. Rafeh has a quality of I'm not holding myself. I'm rafui, I'm loose. And out of that, great healing comes. Because when we hold ourselves so tight or so strongly, we also not allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And when we don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable, then yeah, we cannot express grief. Grief is this great tool of ours to express the sadness of a change, of a loss, and adjust to the new situation, to the new reality. And if we cannot do that, in a way, we're stuck in the past and we're carrying with us this thing, and it burdens us, and it leads to a dis-ease. So really, the issue with that, with the palsi ben refuah, the trouble with it is to actually to be loose and in a way stuck in a place of grief. And also it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, how to feel grief and how to express it and how to swim in it. And then say, all right, it's time to get out now. It's time to continue, rather than drown in it and become grief. And that is the healing of, or that is the repair. The repair is not only to be in grief and loose, but also to know how to develop a hope and faith. In general, faith, that was the thing that was lacking, right? That was the thing that was lacking. They got instructions from God. They went and they saw with their eyes, they felt with their hearts, they went with their old patterns, and they said, no, I can't do it. We can't do it. We'll die. There are more beautiful things here, and we might visit it as we go in the breath work. But I do want to have time to breathe, and I think that we've covered enough materials that maybe really, if only one thing resonated with you, if only one thing had resonated with you, and with that you go into the breathwork session. What happens is that if we resonate from here, or even from here, it's, as we said, it's not enough to learn. It's not enough to learn something external. We really want to work with it internally. And the breathwork is a great engine. It's a great engine to accelerate processes within our body, within our heart, within our soul. So, yeah, are we ready to breathe? Cool. So let's find a comfortable position. And yes, good. Find a comfortable position. If you feel comfortable to turn on the camera and have it on you, so yeah, so you are seen also. And if not, that's also fine. Okay, gonna stop the recording and we'll start.